everyone, it's your host Elizabeth, and today we're having a streetcast. We're going to be moving on the streets of Buziga, talking about the International Youth Day. Do you know when it was held? Do you know the month of the youth? Do you know what took place on that month? All these we're going to be asking the different people we're going to meet, the different youths, and we're going to interact more about it. Did they know who hosted that International Youth Day? Where was it? All these are going to be found in the streetcast, and we're starting from Buziga and we shall head to the International University of East Africa, where we shall call it a day. But come along and enjoy the streetcast with me, Lizzo. Hey everyone, it's your girl Lizzo, and we're at the International University of East Africa, and I'm here with a beautiful lady. What's your name, darling?
Jamira.
So Jamira, we're going to talk about the International Youth Day that was celebrated last month. So my first question is going to be, how did COVID affect you as a youth, as Jamira and Dagire?
I personally, I couldn't do anything in COVID. First of all, and second of all, education-wise, we were actually, by that time, I was a candidate. So, whenever I'm studying, a bit like we are going after 24, that period, 24 days, then kept on proceeding. So actually, I had to sit my UNEB for, it was like 2 years, So it was a dead year, and now it has actually affected me.
First of all, we lost our beloved ones, and another thing, it affected my studies because I was supposed to go up to Form 6. Due to COVID-19, I had to stop in Form 4.
During COVID, I started learning how to bake and cook and stuff and all that. And I've noticed I've liked it so much. And apparently right now I'm a chef.
Sijja gamba nti twafunamu kubanga business zakyukira ddala nga bw'otulaba, embeera yakyuka, sente twali tuyina kati tukyayina, business zaagwa.
So my other question is in relation to the president, who was the main guest of honor on the International Youth Day. In his speech, he mentioned that they have put out different programs, strategies to help the youth, to uplift them economically, socially, and politically. But to his surprise, there are very few who are participating. Why do you think there are few youths who are participating, yet this is a government initiative?
Actually, I do have two reasons. Because one, those things are not advertised enough. It's not really put out there because less people know about it. But also another thing is that people are they're scared to go. So whenever they put outside things, they be like, I don't know if I can do it, stuff like that.
Some of the youth are not even aware of this information, especially the youth that live down in the remote areas, some of them who don't have access to maybe television, radio, or internet. So they have no information. And then also, most of the youth always complain that there is no, there is corruption. There is corruption, it's not equal, if they're given the money, it doesn't reach them. Maybe the money stays on top among the top leaders, so they feel like the corruption, they're like, no, let us not even do it. Involve ourselves with these initiatives that the government has brought about.
Most youths nowadays, they don't want to be scammed. I think in Uganda there are a lot of scamming organizations, so youths are scared. So maybe if they clarify that it was put by the president, and also another thing I want to say, it's the level at which it's put. There are different levels of youths. What do you want to see, a person down there? Someone not in Buziga, but in a district like Luwero. Have those initiatives reached down there? That's the question.
My other question is, the different stakeholders in regards to the sexual reproductive health and rights, the different organizations that are in these programs. What do you think they are leaving out? What do you think is that key holder that they're leaving out that they're not giving to the different youths? That's still leading to these cases of teenage pregnancy, to GBV, to HIV and AIDS. What do you think that they're leaving out? That's grim, that's foundation.
Okay, so like we're saying, I feel like this information should be given to the girls, especially those ones in remote areas, like hands-on. The information shouldn't stay maybe on the internet, and it should be readily available for these students. Maybe they can hold talk shows in the villages, gather these young people, these young girls in the communities, talk to them and advise them about their sexual and reproductive health. Maybe in that way it will help reduce the teenage pregnancies. Also, making some services available and free, because most of these youths don't have money, like contraception. Maybe they can make it free and available for these young people, and even give them the information how to use it.
Me, I would actually just say is that they need to put out more in girl child education, because like I've seen people who are even close to me like going through a lot. It could be in family or even outside. So like I would really talk about that, because like they need that so much like a lot.
We have seen when they were celebrating the National Youth Day, they specifically talked about how they can empower a boy, how they can empower with the youth, but specifically they are not coming into on ground to come and interact with us as young people to see our own information. They are dissolving their own information or their own resolution without involving us.
They should also come up with more other different things, not only maybe focusing on sports, not only that, some other people, because we have different perceptions.
So what's your advice to the different youths out there who are like you, who are in Singapore and this happened to them?
I think they should trust God, first of all. Another thing, they should persist. If you want something in life, you have to persist and you have to endure whatever things that comes your way. You have to make sure that you overcome through praying and working hard.
I would say is that go outstanding, go outside, learn new things, experience everything, like literally everything.
If you are a government stakeholder or any other person and you are given a chance to interact with the young people like us, the youth, you shouldn't ask us anything, but instead you should empower us.
All I can tell them is that to be brave, to be innovative. Nowadays, youth will no longer rely on jobs. Like, you can create your own job, you can create your small business to make sure you earn a living. Don't sit down and wait for a white collar job, because nowadays they're not so common. So if you have any idea, any small business, you can start it up so that you can make a living. Don't just sit down.
Hey everyone, we've come to the end of our streetcast, and we're at the International University of East Africa from the streets of Buziga. And guess what? We've had the different views, their opinions of the youths, starting from the streets of Buziga. What is the International Youth Day? What is the difference with the International Youth Day in regards to us as youths? Did they even know that it was celebrated? All this has been part of the streetcast. And if you want to give your view or comment or anything, just go down to our social media platforms, Reach a Hand Uganda, Sauti Plus Media Hub, Sauti Plus TV. We shall be able to receive them wholesomely and also share our different advices and comments with you. But at the International University of East Africa, it has been epic and it has been an amazing moment to share with the different youths out there. We call it a day and stay blessed.